Season 9 is upon us. The Masked Singer is back, and perhaps one of our biggest stars of all time in this first episode. Let's talk about The Masked Singer. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my Masked Singer recap and reaction video. We are now in Season 9. Oh my God. And then we did a season of The Masked Dancer too. So, now of course I have not done all the seasons, but I've been with you since, Season 3, right? And so we have Season 9 upon us, a new set of masks, a new set of celebrities, but some things remain, and the panel still the same as it is from Season 1. And I was thinking about this as the show started. How many of these reality competitions have the same panel for 9 seasons? Not many. I think even the original American Idol, because Ellen had joined at one point, remember that? And some people left and whatever, but and then The Voice, they're always changing people. So 9 seasons with the same panel and the same host, because America's Got Talent has shuffled both of those around. I think the original host of America's Got Talent was Regis, wasn't it? Or Jerry Springer? One of those. They both did it, I think, at some point. But Nick Cannon is back as the host, which, I don't really care for him, but whatever. But the panel remains the same after 9 years, and I think that's pretty cool. I mean, look, it's an easy gig. You show up, you crack a couple of jokes, make a few bad guesses, and they pay you probably, I don't know, $1 million a season or something. Maybe even more than that. I have no clue. But anyway, the format of this season is basically the same as it was last season, and I think, and we talked about this before, is in order to get bigger celebrities on the show. And I think they've done that because if I'm right about who is under the first mask revealed, I mean, it's huge star. But anyway, before we even get into any of that, I want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do Masked Singer recaps every single week here on the channel. We've been doing it for years. And if you are not one of my subscribers, I would love for you to subscribe there, hit that notification bell so you learn when my Masked Singer videos get dropped. But I've also got other TV show and movie videos on here. I review a lot of stuff on the channel, so a lot of good stuff to check out. But also comment down below. That, I think, has been sort of the heart of the Masked Singer recaps, is you guys interacting with me about who you think is under the masks. Because a lot of times I have no clue. Sometimes I know right off the bat, and my first guess, goes throughout the season and it ends up being correct. But a lot of times, like today, which you'll find out, I am just no clue. I don't know what's going on. I try to put the clues together pretty well, but it doesn't always work. So, all right, they have also introduced something else new this season called the Ding Dong Leave Them On Bell or something like that. And that is a bell that the panel can ring up to 3 times during these initial rounds, and then that Masked Singer will stay on, and then all 3 of the rung bell competitors will compete in a special episode, and one of those will remain victorious and move on in the competition. So what they started doing last season, which they're continuing, is 3 singers per episode. 2 will be unmasked, and then 1, the winner, will move on to the following week. And then they'll do that, and then after 3 weeks, whoever is still standing at the end of those 3 weeks moves on to the semifinals or the finals or whatever. So last year, this got them some huge celebrities. I mean, I remember Shatner was one of them. That was big. But looking back here, Chris Jericho, George Foreman, Gloria Gaynor, Jerry Springer, he was on last season, I forgot about that. The men from the Brady Bunch, Jeff Dunham, the comedian, Eric Idle from Monty Python. So a lot of huge stars that I don't think would have done the show if they were like, oh, well, you might have to be on the show for 7 weeks or something. William Shatner's not going to do that. But you tell him, look, Bill, you're going to be up against, these really great singers. You're a fine singer, but you're probably going to be voted out the first episode. Do you want to do it? And if you only have to be there for 1 week, of course you're going to do it. So I think that has helped this week as well. All right, or this season. So we have the Mustang, the Gnome, and Medusa for your opening competitors. The Mustang went first, and there was a carnival theme to the package. We saw the sign that said "Ring Toss 2 tickets." She said, "Life might look like a shiny carnival. I've sold out arenas, won awards," and we see at that point where she says, I've won awards, we see like a soap bucket with a sign that says soap coming out of it. So to me, that said, did she win some kind of a soap opera award? And I've collaborated with Elvis, which Jenny wisely thought, well, does she mean Elvis Presley or Elvis Costello? Either of those could be. All right. We see the word pop with a big exclamation point. So pop singer, I think, is where we're going there. But I've almost died more times than I can count, but I'm a survivor, hell on heels. We see barbells at that point. She says, I've come back stronger every time I'm counted out with my herd by my side. She sang Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. Pretty good rendition, honestly. It was, some good vocals there. And then the extra clue this week is from a swag bag. So we brought that out, and it was a People magazine with her on the cover. She said, beauty is on the inside usually, but this time it's on the cover. So beautiful woman on the cover. Okay. Oh, and I should point out, usually in these seasons, when the character comes out, there's like a little clue that we, the audience, see that the panel does not. This season, I guess they're not doing that because none of these guys had a little clue at the beginning. So the guesses from the panel included Pink, great singer, Suzanne Summers from Three's Company, of course, because of the barbell thing. She did the exercise videos, the Thigh Master, Chrissy Hynde from The Pretenders, or Anne or Nancy Wilson. Of those guesses, the one I like the most is the Anne or Nancy Wilson one. Although Pink did have an album called Funhouse, but I didn't hear Pink really from the vocals, and I'm a big fan. I don't really think that makes a lot of sense. I've almost died more times than I can count is interesting, and I don't know if that means literally or metaphorically. My career has died or whatever. But Suzanne Summers is an interesting guess because she did die, or almost die, I should say, in a car accident about a year ago. Jenny McCarthy pointed that out. I don't hear Chrissy Hynde at all. I'm a Pretenders fan. I don't hear her voice in there. But Anne or Nancy Wilson is interesting. I didn't see a ton of clues about Heart, the band, necessarily. But my herd by my side, they are part of a band, obviously. But the same could be said maybe for Suzanne Summers. I know she, famously was ejected from the show, but she originally came from Three's Company, so that's kind of a herd. The pop clue, this is, I think, a pop singer, which I would not necessarily consider Anne or Nancy Wilson pop singers. I'd consider them rock stars, rock singers. They've had number 1 pop hits, but more than anything, I think they're hard rockers, Barracuda and, These Dreams and stuff like that. But the soap opera award thing, I'm really thrown on. Is it Susan Lucci or something? I don't know my soap stars really well. I know a few people came from soap operas, like what's your face, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sarah Michelle Gellar came from a soap opera. I can think of some men that came from soap operas. Some females, I don't know. So I'm really stuck on this one. Now, Mustang is going to go into the showdown at the end of the program along with Medusa. So I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with a guess, but I don't know if this person is going to be unmasked tonight or if it's going to be Medusa. I'm a survivor, hell on heels. Here's the thing. I've sold out arenas. Suzanne Summers has not sold out arenas, right? And soap opera awards. I'm so lost on this one. So I definitely need your help on this. Oh boy. I really have no clue. I will say carnival ride, ring toss, 2 tickets. The voice was very good. Has Suzanne Summers sold out arenas in terms of, does she do motivational speaking or something? All right, F it. I'm going to say Suzanne Summers. I think that's wrong. I think it's a wrong guess, but I have nothing else. I'll say Suzanne Summers, sure. All right, with the gnome, who we will unmask here in a moment. He was voted out first. He said, I become a mainstay in your lives over the course of my storied career. We see a butterfly at that point. He said, just ask the producers. I really have done it all. Joked with comedians from Robin Williams to Ben Stiller. Performed with everyone from Lin-Manuel Miranda to Madonna. And then we see an umbrella at that point. My address book includes all the president's men from Barack to Biden. That's not really a wide span, but okay. Tony Danza is on an award, so a Tony Award winner. And then we see a stethoscope as well. And he sings When You're Smiling, the standard, originally done by Billie Holiday. And his swag bag included a Kennedy medal. And he said, Mr. Biden and I met, and he said, or I said, I used to be as tall as you, and he said, I used to have hair like you. So someone that still has his hair. The guesses from the panel, Nicole and Robin are both sure that this is Dustin Hoffman 100%. Although Robin did say before The Voice, from the clue package, he was thinking Mel Brooks, and then Ken had a horrible guess of Robert De Niro. I was thinking Mel Brooks as well. I think with him saying, just ask the producers, that's a pretty obvious nod to, one of Mel Brooks's famous shows, The Producers. He's clearly won Tony Awards. He has, there's no doubt he's got a Kennedy Center honor at some point, right? All of the clues, I think, kind of add up there. And he's very relevant right now because Amazon Prime is just about to release History of the World Part 2. I think Mel Brooks is he 99? But he's still doing it, and the gnome just kind of stood there. He didn't dance or anything. The costume is big, so he just kind of stood there and had some people dancing around him. So all of that kind of does make sense for Mel Brooks, but the voice that came out was not Mel Brooks. I couldn't place it, but Robin and Nicole, I think, clearly did. They nailed it. The umbrella for Rain Man, Ben Stiller, Meet the Fockers, Robin Williams in Hook. He has won a Tony Award earlier in his career. I forget what the show was, but he does have at least one Tony Award. Lin-Manuel Madonna stuff, I don't know specifically, but he said, my address book includes all the president's men. So for me, there's no doubt this is Dustin Hoffman. The clues matched up just way too much. So let's go to the take it off. Make sure here. It's got to be. This would be one of the biggest. Oh my God, it's Dick Van Dyke. Oh, it's Dick Van Dyke. Okay, hold on. Oh my God. Okay, first of all, Dick Van Dyke is literally one of my favorite people on the planet. Oh my God, it's Dick Van Dyke, everybody. I am happy to be wrong about that. Lin-Manuel, obviously, he worked with in the Mary Poppins remake, or sequel, I guess. When did he work with Madonna? I can't think of that, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna tell us. He certainly has Tony Awards. He's worked with Robin Williams and Ben Stiller. All that makes sense. Oh yeah, Ben Stiller from Night at the Museum, of course. Robin Williams, I can't place right now. Oh my God, I'm like shook right now. I love Dick Van Dyke. I was just saying the other day to one of my friends that he is one of the most beloved people around. Everyone loves Dick Van Dyke. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Ooh, listen. I'm starting out with a wrong guess, but I don't even care. I freaking love Dick Van Dyke, you guys. Mary Poppins is one of my all-time favorite movies. And the Dick Van Dyke Show is classic. Oh, I can't wait for them to talk to him. Holy crap, you guys. This is, Dustin Hoffman's a big star, Oscar winner. Dick Van Dyke, I think, is a bigger star than Dustin Hoffman, to be honest. Maybe not awards-wise or whatever, but everybody knows Dick Van Dyke, right? Are they going to tell us a little bit more about the... Nicole's crying. This is the biggest star I think they've ever had on the show. I'm going to say it. Holy bagoli. Oh, my... Robin can't believe it. Okay. I wonder if they're going to say specifically what some of these other clues are. Oh, my God. I can't even believe that. He said it's real dark. He's got to be 96, 95. Oh my God. And he's still as sharp as ever. He loves that Ken thought he was Robert De Niro. Oh my God. Yeah, if I was in the same room as Dick Van Dyke, I would be crying too. For sure. Holy crap. All right. Well, look, there's still people to unmask. I can't believe this is Dick Van Dyke. I don't, I'm not speechless too much with the stupid Masked Singer. It's like, whatever. But that's huge. That's one of my childhood favorites, heroes. I've read his autobiography. I love Dick Van Dyke. All right. We got to move on here. All right. So there's two people left, the Mustang and the Medusa. So they're going to enter a showdown. One will remain till next week. One will be unmasked. So we'll find out who that is here in just a sec. All right. Well, we do know who's going home. It is the Mustang. So we'll get back to her, but we haven't even talked about Medusa yet and the clues for her. So I was, so stunned with the Dick Van Dyke thing. So let's talk about Medusa here. Dick Van Dyke, by the way, he said it on the show, 97 years old. I knew he was in his mid 90s. That's insane. But all right, let's get back to it here. Medusa, she said, I grew up far from the spotlight, a dancer in the dark. We see chess pieces at that point. She said, I never fit in. We have a true love tattoo sort of over the heart. I knew early on I was born to stand out. And at that point, we see a picture of Buckingham Palace and some black smoke. My mind went to Lost for that, the show Lost. My oddities have taken me far. From the Super Bowl to this very stage. Yes, technically, I've been here before. And so Jenny was thinking that meant somebody performed one of her songs. I thought immediately maybe she was a guest panelist at one point, but Jenny's probably right on that. And then there's a bunch of different statues, like Statue of David and stuff, and then an outer space kind of motif. All right, her song, the song she did was Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, which she crushed it. It was so good. The swag bag then clue, 340 million sold on a DVD. It was her face, but it said 340 million sold at the top. And she said, sometimes success comes in the grayest of places. So right away, Jenny McCarthy thought of 50 Shades of Grey because maybe that series has sold $340 million worth of tickets, which could make sense. So she was thinking along the lines of Ellie Goulding, who sings the great song Love Me Like You Do. And I do think she has been performed on this show before. I don't know if it was that song particularly, but it might have been Lights or something. She has a lot of songs, so it could be her. Ken thought Meghan Markle because they pay him to say stupid things. And then Robin had an interesting guess. He thought it could be Lorde, the singer Lorde, because of course that would, the chess pieces, the king, the queen. There, Lorde is also a royal title. Buckingham Palace, obviously, yep, she's from across the pond. So, all right, so there's a few guesses there. I don't hate any of them. Well, I hate Meghan Markle. I do hate that guess. Ellie Goulding, Lorde. I am running my brain though because I know that voice so well. I don't think it's any of these people. I can't connect all the clues to this person, but I was going through okay, it sounds a little bit like Florence Welch. It sounds a lot like this British singer called Bishop Briggs, but she's not big enough to be on the show. So here's kind of where my mind is at. The Super Bowl thing stuck out to me because how many people have performed at the Super Bowl? Well, you've got the halftime show, but you've also got the national anthem singers. So, okay, there's a few certainly. But this is somebody who famously sung at the Super Bowl because her group performed there. I think this might be Fergie. The voice to me is so it's something I have listened to over and over and over again. And Fergie, I'm a Black Eyed Peas fan, and some of Fergie's solo stuff I enjoy as well. Obviously she's got a lot of solo hits too. And I can't connect a lot of the clues to her really, except for the black smoke for Black Eyed Peas. Okay, wait, I just got this one. Buckingham Palace. Okay, her solo album was called The Duchess. Okay, now I'm done. This is Fergie. All right, I'm in on that. I don't know what some of these other clues mean still, but she did perform at the Super Bowl. And to say it has brought her to this stage, technically I've been here before. I know somebody has sang Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie before. I think pretty recently, too, in one of the more recent seasons. So, all right, I'm in on Fergie for this. Medusa, we're not going to know yet because she's moving on, which is unfortunate because I have no idea on the other person. So I might be 0 for 2 to start the season off. But I think I've got a winner with Fergie on this one. All right, so the Mustang, they performed, by the way, when they came back from the commercial, they performed both at the same, or not at the same time, but like, one went and then the other went. Diamonds by Rihanna, which obviously very topical right now because Rihanna just played the Super Bowl. But the Mustang, final guesses. Ken thought it could be Pink again. It's definitely not. That voice is not Pink. Jenny thought it might be Joan Jett. And she took the soap clue to indicate her cover of AC/DC's Dirty Deeds. Robin stuck with Suzanne Summers. Nicole went a little bit off the beaten path with this one, with Winona Judd. And that's not a horrible guess. There is definitely some country flavor in the performance. But I really honestly collaborated with Elvis. So this has to be somebody that's older, unless they really do mean Elvis Costello. All of these people would fit that bill except for Pink. She was not, I don't think she was even born when Elvis died. But Joan Jett has definitely collaborated with Elvis Costello. Ooh. All right, maybe I'll switch my guess to Joan Jett then. I mean, I don't hate the Dirty Deeds thing, I guess. Let me look at some of these. Lifeweight, look like a carnival. I've sold out arenas. I think Joan Jett could be counted for that. I've won awards. She's got to have Grammy Awards, right? So maybe I'm wrong about the soap opera thing. I've almost died more times than I can count. I don't know about that. But I will say, Joan Jett has collaborated with Elvis Costello. It was on the Tank Girl soundtrack. Remember that? This is where my music knowledge really comes in handy. She sang a song called Let's Do It with Elvis Costello. Okay. All right. I don't think that the voice sounds like Suzanne Summers. I should listen to it again though, because I love Joan Jett. I should be able to pick her voice out, but all right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's the best I got. I'm going to say Joan Jett. Jenny McCarthy, you've steered me wrong in the past, but let's see. Is this going to be Joan Jett? It's not Joan Jett. Who is it? Oh, it's Sarah Evans. All right. I do believe that is an Elvis Costello contributor. Okay. I would never have guessed her. But wow. Okay. I know who that is. Certainly. She's a Grammy Award singer. I don't know any, has she, I'm going to have to look her up, I guess. Has she died before or almost died? Okay. Well, Sarah Evans, I was never going to get. So at least, I would be sad if it was Suzanne Summers and I went with Joan Jett or something. But Sarah Evans, I was never going to get. So, all right. Well, that's not as exciting as Dick Van Dyke. I apologize for ending it this way. But, all right. Well, I'm 0 for 2 to start the season. That sucks, you guys. Have I had an 0 for 2 season yet? I don't know. Usually I get at least one of the first couple people, but all right. I'm happy about the Dick Van Dyke miss because just seeing him is amazing. Sarah Evans, I was never going to get in 100 years, so I'm not sad about that guess either. But Fergie, trust me on this one. I think Medusa is going to be Fergie, but what do you think? What are your thoughts on Medusa? There's a lot of people that could be. I'm certainly going through the Rolodex of my brain here of who it might be. But I'm going to stick with Fergie for now, and that'll be that. All right, next week, we're going to have Medusa then go up against 2 other competitors. So we'll get more clues about Medusa and see if that bolsters my Fergie guess or sends me further away. And then 2 new competitors next week. So join me, won't you, for that. And check out my other videos, too. I have a ton of videos. I put stuff up almost every day here on the channel. It's not just Masked Singer stuff. So check out that as well. And we'll see everybody next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.